What's up, Nino? How do you think that went?
I thought it went good. It wasn't like it didn't drag out too much. If you want my opinion, both of those bozos who came around just to get a job, I would blacklist their
Idiots.
ass.
Oh, I
Um,
mean, yeah.
Jesus
Uh,
fucking Christ.
I mean, anybody who's like complaining that we're on the you don't have to worry about recruiting. The P the P and T group that I have is they're good. They got it all handled.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, like, imagine coming to a meeting just to be like, "Why are you not hiring me?" Like the
Yeah,
fuck.
and then say that's unfair
Yeah,
whenever I lay out
yeah.
everything on how our hiring works.
If you don't hire me, I'm gonna go to
It's
sleep and not
unfair.
wake up. Like,
It's
okay, fuck
unfair.
out of here then.
Yeah.
Yeah, go to
Yeah.
sleep. Um, so there's a lot of things that I tried to talk like very high level during the thing. Number one, I didn't want to hijack the meeting. I think that's rude as shit. And number two, because I think that there's um I don't like to get too much into the weeds unless there's like a smaller group because most of the room's not going to care about the details.
No, they're
Um,
not. I was just more so just letting you have that open floor of discussion and kind of. I mean, I
yeah,
think that you did well in just answering
yeah,
stuff that was related or already brought up in the meeting
yep.
before. So
I do appreciate it. I'm going to be rather transparent with you as to my intentions. As I have been. I don't think have reason to hide anything. I have are you good with transparency? Are you gonna get like, to get
no,
in
but
your
I'm gonna give it to
fifis?
you back.
Okay, good. All right, so let's stand for this. Um, all right, all right. The only reason I am running for mayor is because I think the existing console and whatever existed in the last 7 months has been utter dog shit. My reason for this is rather simple: is have you as a officer been able to function? Have jobs been able to function? Yes. But the inherent nature of the console is to ensure that people's rights are upheld. 7 months ago, Constitution was written in a series of just foundational laws. And since then, there has been virtually no movement in its exercising and its development.
One moment, Nino. I don't want to cut you off, but I gotta take this
Mhm.
phone call.
Yeah.
What's up? I will be in there whenever I can. I'm in Cassie's office discussing stuff, and then I'll be there immediately after. No, I don't. Okay, bye bye.
I'm sure you've seen the FOIA shit that popped up.
Yeah, it's
Um,
already in legislation, so that's good.
yep. That was about 30 hours of me beating my head against the wall, trying to convince the powers that be that there is gross misunderstanding of the intent, and having to battle an old man in diapers, um, leaning on, but that's not what I want, and not understanding that if you don't write it down and communicate it properly, there's inherently going to be misunderstandings, and that's where this came from. Thanks to Bailey. It may have someone's name on it, but Bailey did the work. Now, this bones for you guys, I can understand. Look, I'm gonna base what I say based on my conversations with Slacks and Ruby. I can respect the notion that, look, there's problems that y'all run into. There are things that make it difficult to get reports written, whatever. You guys are getting shot, this and that. But without this in legislation, there is no way for us to defend our clients, which is 99% of the city. And in turn, it becomes a you versus us, the officer versus the civilian. And I think this particular thing sort of speaks for everything else that is problematic, right? you press a charge on someone because legislation is believed to be one thing. Civilians get upset because they're like, what the fuck? That doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the officer that's at fault for doing their job?
Well,
Is it the civilian that crossed into this gray area that's undefined?
I think it's gray area for both people, right? It's like
Exactly.
and that's why even with the Soze thing, you bring it to court to try and get a precedent set on it, right?
Mm.
But is that the process that it should be rather than it just being clear and explained?
It's both.
No.
It's
You think it's both?
yes. I think the city council was given the mission to develop legislation. Instead, they met once a week and proposed 80% dog shit into the legislation. I mean, I'm sure you've seen it. Like, it's just like, you know, shit that doesn't matter, shit that doesn't affect people. And lawyers are quitting. I've gotten some of them to come back, from Morningstar to many others, because they felt like they couldn't do anything in the cells. In a perfect world, the way I would imagine something going down is you arrest somebody, lawyer comes down in the cells, they're given an explanation for the charges. There's a conversation between the lawyer and the officer. And the only reason to ever bring it to bench or all these other things, if there's a fundamental disagreement on whether something crosses the line or not, legally speaking, on the charge. Anything outside of that is a waste of your time and the officer's time. It's a waste of our time and the client's time, right? Like, these court cases should be interesting, not like you know, dumb
Like,
shit. Yeah.
So are you saying? I'm trying to just get what you mean exactly by that, because I think I know what you mean.
Okay.
You're saying like a lawyer comes down to the cells. You're arguing. What if the charges that are laid out for that lawyer, everything's there. Everything's in evidence. It's in 4K. Are you saying about like obvious charges, or are you saying just like weird charges that like?
Yeah, like where there's like gray area. Is there probable cause or is there not? Right. Those I think can be conversed out. I think ultimately it's up to the lawyer and whatnot, right? But this is sort of the polar opposite is taking place. But I want to roll back a little bit, right? And
I'm getting a
about
no number call.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello.
Let's see what this is. Hello.
Oh, thank you. You have to drag me like some fucking idiot.
I think you're an idiot.
Hey, Judge Bailey, can I call you right back?
Yes, actually, give it 2 seconds, and then I'll have to speak again. First off, I'm trying to put together some sort of draft, more or less, for CNOF stuff. Okay, I want all perspectives there. Three different prongs there. I'd like to get your perspective, write some stuff down. First one,
is this for the gun laws?
No, this is for
gun
the
licenses.
Well, the licenses plus the charge, and then also the accessory charges. So 3 prongs there. Is I want to get your opinion on just thoughts as to accessory charges. Is it time of discovery, or was it back to where it was as CNOF, etc.? It's more or less. I just want you to think through these things. I'm asking for everybody's with this.
I have some very important
next time we'll speak. All right?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you could send me a copy of the draft, that might help.
I don't even have it yet. Don't even have it yet.
Oh, okay. Easy. All right, brother. I'll give you a call as soon as I'm out of here.
Yep. Take care.
All right.
Well,
Take
do you
care.
have an ETA?
I have no clue.
No problem. You take your
time. Right, legislation. Look,
we were talking about the vague charges and the cell reps.
Yeah, vague charges,
Like what you want
cell
done.
reps. I want to point at as like a core, like where things are falling apart. You heard in there, fucking Bobby and Carmine, per the legislation, are still the wardens.
Yeah, I mean it's just not quick. I mean, I would
How
like. I would
how
like
did
after
someone not write down that's not the case anymore?
Another thing is like that I brought up, and what I'm gonna do is getting my own legislation proposed and just submitting it.
Yes.
I feel like I shouldn't have to do that. I feel like it should have just been corrected. right? After the
Agreed.
court case, when everything was already set and there was a precedent set in court, why not fix it? Why not adjust so there's not any question marks, right?
Agreed. And
And
that's
I brought this up to
exercising.
Crane, Bailey, Angel, everybody,
Mm.
but they want me to write up legislation, which I've done.
Mhm.
And I'll submit it that way.
Davis,
But
thank you for the 13 months.
I would have liked it just to be fixed and, done right then.
So
A lot of those people that's their kind of like job, I guess.
I agree. I think to some extent the PD liaison should be holding that up, but I don't think the whole like wait a week for like some meeting and then they write up some shit. No, fuck that noise. It's a big reason why I want to enable lawyers to be able to write legislation per the people that they've been representing. Not only does that save a lot of time, right? They're bringing like actual tangible solutions to the table, which can then be discussed, amended, etc. Putting all that in the helm of a handful of people just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't scale. It's not how democratic countries function. Why the fuck would Los Santos?
Yeah, they would eventually get burnt out of writing all these legislations.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
Nothing's gonna come from it.
If you find a lawyer that's passionate about the change, why can't they write it?
Have
what
them
the
write
fuck?
it up and then send it to you, and then you bring it up.
Yeah.
On behalf of them, or have them come to the meeting and represent and present it basically.
Yeah, 1,000%. And I also don't think it's something that, like, I think weekly meetings make sense, but I don't understand why some of these things can function off of like you fucking put up things for review. People have it reviewed and have their opinions before they arrive. It makes for very quick, fast.
Or they can critique stuff like, "Hey, fix this," and then you would have my approval. Or, "Hey, change this part of this." Or,
Now,
and you're not wasting time.
Obviously, I am a singular man, and it may be like, well, how does Nino, who's at best going to have 2 votes, going to? I'm going in with an entire squad who's going to be taking those seats. The backing is pretty immense. And while I can go in and say, I don't need the PD to back me, I don't think that's a healthy approach, which is why I wanted to speak to you in particular. And I want that door to be open in the sense that if there are things you need from me, let's have those conversations. And let's figure out what it is. Like, fuck money, right? That's easy. Money's easy. What do you really need to succeed? And I think a lot of that comes down to what legal shit do you need? Where are you falling apart, right? Where are you getting stuck in court for? And let's get that clarity. There's no reason not for it, right? Like, I don't, it's and to be rather transparent, I'm aiming to remove everybody other than Kanta, and I will not stop until I do.
Okay. Yeah. What I'm gonna do is just try to be like the voice of reason. That way, you don't have a million cops kind of going to you on a day to day.
Absolutely.
Because I know how that feels. But I'll try and be the voice of I guess the BCSO, and I'll ask him on the meeting tomorrow.
Absolutely.
That we're gonna have and see what they want to have.
And if you want me to meet up with your entire department any day of the week, just send me an email. I'll make myself available.
When's the election?
2.5 weeks. But I have my dick firmly pressed up on the legislation, which is how you got these last two. My dick?
No. The polls, are they opening in 2.5 weeks, or is that when they're ending?
Some shit like that. Yeah.
Okay, I think the best bet is literally do something. We meet every Friday. I think the best bet is we have you on the 3 weeks from now, or I guess in the middle of the polls. That way we can, if everybody agrees and everybody likes what you're doing, we could just go straight from the meeting to the city hall, and then you actually get people doing the vote, right? Rather than just saying that they're gonna vote for you.
My counter to that is, I've got FOIA passed. I was a big proponent in pushing for common law to get into legislation. There's a lot that I can do in the next 2 weeks, and you're going to see some of that. And I want to make sure that I'm not just representing the civilians and getting their things passed. I think there's probably some things that you would like to see that I can stop pushing forward. Now, I want to be very clear here. none of this would be happening without the help of folks like Bailey, with the help of Angel, etc., etc. But you know,
Just pick one that you best feel that
here's
Yeah.
what I do. Tomorrow I'll bring it up.
This is my off-duty.
The next week, talk with Cassidy. I'm not gonna be around, so he's gonna
Okay.
be running the next Friday's meeting.
All right.
We'll probably get you in that one.
easy.
But I'll bring it up tomorrow, kind of like plant the seed, and then Cassidy will take it over from there
Easy.
for the week after that.
Okay. Oh yeah. I also want to
Okay.
start thinking about that PD liaison. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not. I got to take interest in who wants to do that,
Yeah.
but 100%.
Nakota, was
I
he
would love
good or bad?
I love Nakota. He's the one. He's the person that is drafted the legislation for me for the sheriff's office that I talked about.
And
that I was going to present.
He's
He wrote that up in a day.
Okay, that's good because I was told he's the guy. I haven't spoken to him yet.
I fucking love Nakota.
Okay, good shit. All right, well, thank you so much for your time, Bones. Like I said, I'm available whenever. So if any questions come up, problems, whatever, don't hesitate. You know.
Okay. That guy's still here. What the hell?
Tell Mr. Bones about that because Mr. Beric was close with
Uh,
me